You are now listening to the sounds of DJ Rob and Sapphyre. Welcome to the Konnect.
Hello, this is Sapphyre with the Konnect show on Wu-Tang Radio. Here I am with the director of Lucky Numbers, Brendan Murphy. Say hello and introduce yourself to the camera.
Hello, my name is Brendan Gabriel Murphy. I'm a director of Lucky Number.
I'm sorry, I forgot the Gabriel part.
It's all good. There's too many Brendan Murphys in the world, so I had to throw the middle name in there.
So what I thought was interesting when we were just inside listening about the question and answering was that you said you were able to record this movie in what length of time?
Well, we shot most of it in 3 weeks, which is insane. And then we added a couple B-roll days, to the production schedule. But really, we shot the bulk of it in 3 weeks, which is insane. It was really hard. We were shooting from 7 to 14 pages a day, which is pretty unheard of for a movie. On the big budget scale, they're shooting a page to 2 pages a day. So it was just insane. But I had a great group of people around me. My crew was so talented. I got to work with a lot of guys I've worked with in the past. My brother Kieran Murphy, he was the cinematographer on the film, so he shot the film, so we have that dynamic. We worked together before, so there was a lot of people I'd worked with before, and I knew we could get it done in that amount of time. So when you're surrounded by your friends that you feel are so talented, it helps, and you feel safe with them, and you know you can get it done. So it was pretty awesome.
That is really awesome, and it sounded like it was a family affair because didn't your sister help out?
Yes, we got the whole Murphy dynamic on this one. My sister, she has a song on the soundtrack. She's a singer-songwriter, but she was also the music supervisor and helped us reel in all the artists for the soundtrack, which is pretty awesome. Yep.
So I know Mom's proud.
Mom is proud. Mom is proud. Dad's here too, and they're extras in the movie. You can see them pop up in the background in the movie, which is funny.
That is so awesome. So what actually got you started in directing movies in the first place?
When I was a kid, there's a couple movies I saw that just inspired me, and I didn't know if I wanted to act or direct, and so I did a lot of theater when I was a kid, and then I realized I think I want to try film school out and see if I can do this. So I went to film school at Hofstra University in Long Island, started making some short films there, came out, realized I really loved it, and just went to LA and started making little short films with my friends, just trying to get into a film festival. Finally, you get in one, you're like, yes, we got in one. Then you make your next one, then you're winning awards at festivals, then I make another short film and I'm winning more awards, and next thing you know, I'm making a movie. So it's just like baby steps. I came from very humble upbringing, and just a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and now we just sold this movie, now it's going to get out to the world, and people are going to get to see, Method Man shine and the cast and crew of Lucky Numbers. So it's pretty cool.
That is awesome. So what were a couple of the movies that inspired you? Because you said you were inspired as a kid.
There's so many movies. When I was a kid, though, I remember it was like Goonies and A Never-Ending Story. I saw it when I was sitting my parents told me when I was a little kid, it was a double feature to drive-in, and it just blew my mind. That's how I knew I loved cinema. But then the Back to the Futures and the Star Warses and films like that. But as I got older and I started looking at filmmakers as auteurs and the Stanley Kubricks of the world and Close Encounters and Apocalypse Now and all the Scorsese, one of my favorite directors of all time. So I usually make very dark, crazy movies. And this movie came into my lap, and it was a comedy, and I was like, I'd never done comedy before, but I knew it would be a challenge. So I just said, I'm going to throw myself in the lion's den. I'm gonna go do this in New York, because I'm from New York, but I live in LA now. And I was like, you know what? I get to go back home, be with my friends and family, shoot a movie in New York. I'm gonna go do a comedy and see how it works out, and I think it turned out pretty great.
It turned out pretty good.
So
it did.
We're all pretty happy about it, but it was a long journey to get here. It didn't happen overnight. It took us a long time to get to this place. So
yeah, and I know sometimes when you first shoot a movie and then you have to get it edited, even with the footage that we shoot, sometimes takes a while.
That's how I started my career, though, as an editor. So I started my whole film career as a television editor, and I still edit, and I actually edited the film as well.
Really?
Yeah, so my whole background is in basically acting and editing, and that's how I came up as a director.
I'd like to tell you that I went and purchased A Never-Ending Story a year ago on DVD.
Yeah. They were supposed to remake it. I hope they don't.
No. With the dog? How could you remake that dog?
Falcor. It's too good.
New near and dear to my heart. Okay, so how can people like keep in touch with you, find you on social media, see what you're up to?
I'm all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Brendan Gabriel Murphy. That's my name. You just look up Brendan Gabriel Murphy. It'll link to everything. But my website is BrendanGabrielMurphy.com. You can see my work there, my reel, my contact information, all that stuff. Don't stalk me, but if you got a project and you want to hire me to direct it, I'm your guy. It's good.
Awesome. So what advice would you give anyone who's watching and they're like, hey, I'm thinking about possibly doing it?
If you want to be a director and you want to be a filmmaker, it's simple. You need to work your ass off. No one's going to spoon feed you it. No one's just going to hand it to you. You have to work your ass off. You have to put everything into it. Everything. Or just forget it and find another career. That's all I can say. It's so hard. There's so many other people that want this that are just going to trample over you. You just got to bust your ass. Can't take no for an answer and just work your way up and just bust and just keep going and keep on going till hopefully you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm here. I feel good. But don't stop until you have that moment. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. So you have to really want it that bad, and I wanted it that bad. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here with Brendan Gabriel Murphy, that if you really want it, go get it. Nice words of advice. This is your girl Sapphyre, the Konnect Show on Wu-Tang Radio.
1, 2, you're listening to DJ Rock and Sapphyre on the Konnect Show. You can listen to us every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. and listen to us again on Saturday from 1 to 3 on WooWorldRadio.com.